Okay, so what's going on, guys? Basically, gonna crack this open and do a little bit of a, I suppose, channel update video where I've been, what's happened since the last YouTube video that I uploaded, which has been a minute now. Just FYI, I'm low-key addicted to these Musashi energy drinks. I literally buy them by the case from the website because you save a lot of money doing it that way. And yeah, they're amazing. They're really, really tasty. I mean, they got BCAAs added to them, but it's not the reason why I get them. I just really like the taste, to be honest. And I've kind of gravitated away from coffee, even though I've been a bit of a coffee connoisseur and a bit of a coffee snob my whole life. I'm finding that coffee's kind of upset my stomach these days, and energy drinks don't. So I've switched to pretty much an energy drink that doesn't really have any other stimulants in it aside from B vitamins and just a reasonable dose of caffeine of about 150 milligrams, 160 milligrams per can. So yeah, I'm going to drink this and just fill you in on basically where I've been, the plans for the channel moving forward, future plans for the type of content, that sort of thing. And I've got a little bit of a list here for myself so I don't kind of go off tangent or off track too much, because I have a tendency to do that. I want to try to keep this video as short as possible, but I'm not going to edit it either. It's just going to be like a run straight through, and I'm just going to maybe put a little bit of music in the background so it's a little bit more enticing to watch the video through start to finish. But I'm not going to do any cut scenes, any editing or anything like that. And I'm going to talk a little bit about why I'm not going to be doing that moving forward in future videos as well. So basically, where have I been? So I've been working full-time online coach, so obviously working from home, studying as well, and I've just been, recently prepping. I did 2 bodybuilding shows, one on the 14th of April and the other one on the 30th of April. Obviously it is now the 4th of June as I'm recording this video. So I'll try and summarize it as quickly as possible. The 14th of April show was a state show, and it was a qualifier for a pro qualifier show. So you have to do the state show in order to be able to compete in the pro qualifier, which is where you have a shot at getting your pro card. So that was the 30th of April show. The 14th of April was the one that I had to do. It was like a regional one to qualify for the national show, which was the pro qualifier, or the Grand Prix as they call it over here. So yeah, I was prepping for that in secrecy for the majority of the time. So I decided that I was going to prep about 9 to 10 weeks out. So I didn't really leave a lot of time, so I had to take quite an aggressive, extreme approach with my contest prep. And like I said, I was prepping myself for the majority of it, and then about 4 to 5 weeks out, I hired Leon, and he's been nothing short of amazing. He's been a phenomenal coach to have, basically just oversee the process and keep my head level when we start to get irrational toward that tail end of prep, when diet fatigue kind of sets in and we start to question ourselves, the supplements are running and kind of affecting our psyche and that sort of thing. And he was an amazing, invaluable addition to the prep, and I'm really looking forward to working with him for the very long foreseeable future. We've got some big plans and we're going to be working towards those, but that's for another video. To keep it short and simple, hired him. I wasn't approaching him for coaching for the prep. I actually reached out to him about 5 weeks out saying, "Hey Leon, I've been following you for a while. I really want to work with you. I'm currently prepping in secrecy." This is at the point at which I hadn't told anyone about my prep yet. I'm prepping in secrecy for a show, a local show, but after I've competed, I'd really like to come on board with you and work with you for the foreseeable future. And he basically put the offer out there to take over the reins of my prep that I was doing at the time, which is, I mean, it's a lot to take on as a coach. I myself know I wouldn't take anybody on. I very rarely take people on if they just want to come to me for a contest prep if they haven't worked with me in an improvement season, because you don't know the athlete, you don't know the physiology, like how they respond to training and nutritional adjustments, that sort of thing. You don't have any prior data to go off really, unless if they're quite meticulous and they've tracked everything, or they've had a coach that they're working with prior that they can just basically relay over all the information to you. You don't have anything to really go off. So figuring out how to peak them, all that sort of stuff can be quite stressful. So the fact that he offered to do that, I said, look, I really appreciate that. And I mean, if you're up for the challenge, I'm more than keen to come on board ahead of schedule. So that's what happened. I came on board with Leon bit over a month out from my shows, from the first show at least. And yeah, basically we just went through and we over dieted for the first show. But my goal was to make a statement with conditioning. I told him that. I said, I want to have striated glutes. I want to be the leanest guy on stage no matter what the cost. And he delivered. And so I was incredibly happy with that. But the look that we bought, even though it was the most conditioned look out of all the people I was competing against, out of all of my competitors, I lost and sacrificed a lot of my fullness in order to achieve that level of conditioning, because one, I'd never been that conditioned before, and two, just because I was so over dieted, my metabolism kind of got away toward the end, and it didn't matter how much we refeeded me, how much we carb loaded me. We were carb loading me over 1,000 grams of carbs some days, and it just wasn't pushing, like it just wasn't budging the weight. My metabolism it was in overdrive. And so yeah, basically we over dieted, and we collected that data, and we came in fuller for the next show. Came in actually 7 kilograms heavier 2 weeks later at the pro qualifier, and performed a lot better. So basically at the state show I came second in my class, and at the pro qualifier I came first. So yeah, this is states, nationals. So yeah, sort of show those just for proof. Yeah, and then I went into a round in the overalls to basically have a crack at getting my pro card, and I came second, unfortunately. But it was a substantial improvement upon my placing from my first bodybuilding contest prep season show, which was a bit over a year ago. And that was where I basically placed. I placed sixth in my class at nationals in my first bodybuilding season, the first bodybuilding show a bit over a year ago. This year I placed first, and I literally just missed the pro card by a little bit. So that's a substantial improvement. I'm incredibly happy with the outcome, and I'm proud of myself because I didn't leave a single stone unturned. There wasn't a day where I didn't do my cardio, I didn't stick to my macros in prep. After prep, that's another question. I had a few shit to bed moments, but we all do. But yeah, basically I was really happy with the outcome. Like I said, second place at states and first place at nationals, or the Grand Prix, or the pro qualifier, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, that's pretty much what's happened in a nutshell since the last video. Had my whole post-show eating frenzy for the first day and a bit, then got back on track, had a few days where I kind of shit the bed, overate, got back on track, and basically just continued ticking the boxes, and I'm up about 9 kilograms now from my stage weight. I've still got striated glutes, still got fully visible abs, lower back still peeled, so something's going right, that's for sure. So I haven't actually started my official off-season or improvement season yet. That's actually due to start this coming week. I just got my blood work done the other day, got that, all the results came back, everything's looking pretty good. There's a couple of things that need a little bit of improving. Liver values are a little bit elevated, but I also did train literally the day before the blood work and also 2 hours prior to the blood work, which you're not meant to do. You're meant to have 48 hours rest, and I know that. I didn't want to miss my session, and I didn't really have any point later on in the week where I could have placed it to kind of catch up. So I was in a bit of a predicament there, and I just decided, you know what, I'll accept the fact that it's going to skew my liver values a bit. As long as everything else is looking good, then that's what matters. And yeah, so everything else was really good. It's just the liver enzymes were a bit elevated, but nothing that can't be fixed. I also recently had a viral infection. I had the flu, the influenza, and so when you have that, that also has quite an impact on your liver values. So it could be a combination of that, as well as the fact that I obviously trained prior. But yeah, got my blood work and about to kick off my improvement season. Really looking forward to it. But yeah, aside from that, obviously Leon and I will be working together still, and I don't see any point in the future which I will not be working with him. He's a phenomenal coach, and I'm very grateful that the person I reached out to ended up being a coach that puts in just as much time and effort into their athletes and clients as I myself do. And that was a big concern when I reached out for a coach, because you obviously hear a lot of horror stories about coaches. And I definitely pride myself on trying to be as responsive and supportive to my clients and my athletes as I possibly can. And to see that in another coach to the same degree, if not more, it is fantastic. So yeah, I basically start the improvement season next week. But in terms of the YouTube videos moving forward, guys, I'm gonna start making more frequent videos. They're gonna be training vlogs, but I did record a lot of footage through both peak weeks, but honestly, the thought of editing it, the sheer amount of footage that I have recorded from that period, and the amount of time it will take to do that, it's just really putting me off the thought of doing it. So I'll be honest, guys, I'm not going to do the peak week vlogs. Unfortunately, it's just too much footage for me to go through. I don't have the time. I'd rather delegate that towards my athletes and my clients to make sure that they're all right, and just my coaching business in general. I think that's a more important use of my time than to edit YouTube vlogs. And so that's the reality of it. But moving forward, in order to not fall into this position again, I've realized that although I want to do all this fancy editing for my YouTube videos and cut the clips and have like some clips zoomed in a little bit more and zoomed out to kind of keep the viewer's attention longer, like your guys' attention, I just don't have the time or the mental capacity to do that. So my videos moving forward are going to be very raw, unedited for the most part. I will do voiceovers, that sort of thing, but to give you a bit of a glimpse of an idea of what future videos will look like, it'll basically be me recording my training sessions, so all of my working sets, and probably just muting the actual training footage so it doesn't get copyrighted because of the stupid music in the gyms, and just doing a voiceover explaining and walking you through my training session as it kind of plays through. I'll also do occasional full day of eating videos, but they're going to be minimally edited. I'm not going to do a bunch of B-rolling and cut scenes and all that sort of jazz. Although it does look more aesthetically pleasing, guys, and although it's probably a little bit more enjoyable for you to watch and easy for you to, I suppose, direct your attention towards it, especially if you've got a short attention span, it really takes, it saps the joy out of making videos, to be honest. I'll be straight with you. So I'm not going to do that moving forward, guys. Maybe if I get an itch for it in the future, I might start doing it again, but for the meantime, just so I can maintain consistency, and so you guys do get regular weekly uploads, if not twice a week uploads, I'm going to just start doing more raw, unedited YouTube videos moving forward. And so if you want to see that stuff, by all means, please stick around. If you don't, I totally understand if you want to unsubscribe. I don't want you to be subscribed to my channel if you don't want to be watching that kind of content, guys. I completely understand and respect your decisions, but please understand that I do appreciate you guys, anybody who does stick around or decide to stick around and watch my future content, even though it'll be absent a lot of fancy editing and that sort of stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. But I'll be doing a series, obviously, a minimally edited vlog series of my improvement season, which will be starting next week. So at least one training video a week, and then hopefully maybe a second one or the occasional full day of eating. I want to do a video where I just kind of walk you through my first training block of the improvement phase 2, just how I'm laying it out, because currently I'm doing AM and PM training sessions, training 6 days a week, and then occasionally on that 7th day I'll even train or just do something like traps, forearms and abs, so essentially an active recovery day. But yeah, I'll walk you guys through how I've set that up, because I do have a little bit of a hand in my programming with my coach, just because he does like the way that I program, and we see eye to eye on a lot of things, so we're able to kind of collaboratively assemble my my training blocks. But I leave everything else in his hands, like full reign. But yeah, it's been awesome so far, and I'm really excited for the improvement phase. And so yeah, that's it, guys. That's the video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you made it this far, I do appreciate you watching. Till next time, stay safe, guys. Peace out.